right, welcome to World of Ability. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are joined by a wonderful group joining us here today. With World of Ability, we really are what that says. We are all about ability, ability across the world, ability, no matter what your ability. We all have strengths, and we are all about what works for each of us and showcasing and promoting and enjoying the ability in all of us. With that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Emily Golmer to introduce our first guest. So Emily, over to you.
Okay, quickly before I introduce our first guest, this World of Ability show and the World of Ability Podcast Network were started a few years ago in 2020, July 26, 2020, on the 30th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act by then President George H.W. Bush. So anyway, just wanted to give that a little background so everybody kind of knew. And that the show is the anchor show of the World of Ability Podcast Network. But our first guest, though, is we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and hails from Arizona, and is all about pets and healthy things for pets. So I'm going to pass over to Debbie. Why you kind of say who you are, what you do?
All right, thank you, Emily, for the introduction. I appreciate that. My name is Debbie Hayes, and I partner with a company that is all natural in its products because we speak for pets who cannot speak for themselves. So we have all natural, human grade, actually, all human food, pet food, and treats, and even toys, because we don't feel that any of the above are made to benefit the pets. Did you know that 65% of dogs get cancer? And that has been attributed back to the food that they eat. So that is why we want to help the pets by educating the pet owners. And two of our products that are time sensitive. One is our CBD doggies or CBD oil. And that is important because the 4th of July is the most dangerous day of the year for pets. They obviously get anxious because of the fireworks. It makes them maybe run away when they wouldn't run away before. It gives them energy to jump the fence, so they're gone. Marianne shared a story with us, which maybe she will share here as well. And so we want them to be calm, and these biscuits do that. But amazingly enough, they're not dangerous. I just came off a training, and they were talking about a dog that ate the entire bag of biscuits in one sitting. Obviously helped themselves, not assisted by their owners, and did not have any ill effects. I have a feeling they probably slept quite a bit, but they were not damaged in any way. So
I'm glad they didn't have issues with eating a whole bag of biscuits.
I know, exactly.
at one time like that.
Right.
That puppy must have been hungry.
Well, just likes the biscuits, I guess.
Oh, that too. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and the other one is are called Bucky Bites, and they are antler powder. The reason that they're important, and not so much in the middle of the summer, although I give mine to my dog year round, but especially in the spring and the fall, when the animals are shedding their coat or growing new hair. This starts their hormones basically working overtime. And so they need additional minerals. And antler powder is filled with great minerals for the dogs. So those are the two different products that I would like to feature talking about this week. Thank you.
Neither you, bud. But yeah, so thank you for joining us today.
Welcome.
And our next guest, if she's there, is Marianne of Waikiki, who we also met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, who is an author of a book series, an app developer, sign language interpreter, other things. So, Marianne, are you there to say a little bit about your project?
Yeah, well, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great, wonderful. Well, my name is Marianne Ambrose. I go by Marianne of Waikiki. It's my sign language name, my book author name. And I was a case manager with the deaf about 30 some years ago when President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act, backed out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, across from you guys, you're Wisconsin. And at that time, President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act. And I had a great career and journey. And I got to venture to Hawaii, where I got to live on a sailboat. And I met a deaf man who was walking down the street on Easter, and I tapped his shoulder and we went and had lunch. And he actually had a Pomeranian service dog that was gifted to him named Woofy. So over a 10-year experience in Hawaii, Honolulu, Waikiki, we created these Acts of Kindness series books featuring 200 folk Manus puppets. The books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch in The Perfect Way. And all classroom teachers can get a copy of the book for every single student from an organization called Donors Choose Us. You can see this flyer here we created with a series of the books. And I am updating the Acts of Kindness series website right now. And I'm partnering with Charity Revolution, Trevor Gibbs out of Orlando, who evaluates websites to make sure you're ADA compliant. So if you're a business owner, you want to make sure your website is ADA compliant, meaning that people can read your text messages, they can read your texting, the bold, the fonts on the size of the website, the color, and if there's any type of sound. So he's available to evaluate your websites. And that's Trevor Gibbs, the Charity Revolution. So with my journey in regards to pets and animals, yes, when I was a child growing up, over the holiday week and the 4th of July, we returned home and, well, we lost our family member, Dizzy, who jumped over a fence with her leash on while we were gone due to the fireworks. So yes, I have had that experience. And so we want to make sure that, pets are secure. They do have a purpose just as much as we do. And their quality of life is just as important as ours. And they can attract diseases and disorders, but they're great service animals. And so thank you, Debbie, for sharing that. And you had a great stories last week, and we're continuing to do that. And I'm continuing to write the series of the books out of San Carlos, Mexico. It's a little bit of a heat wave. And I want to say a little bit. At 6 o'clock in the morning, it's already 80 degrees here. So I can't even tell you how many. I have an ice maker. And I can't even tell you how many glasses of ice of just putting water and has melted so far here. So I'm grateful for the journey, and we're promoting the books from where we are remotely. And you have some great expos that's coming up. I was on Helpopedia yesterday, networking with amazing people, Happy Neighborhood Projects. And it's just been a great opportunity to share the good news. So again, all classroom teachers in the United States of America, now there's 30,000 schools. There's 3,000 deaf-blind schools. The teacher just needs to take 10 minutes, request the books. A good friend of mine, teacher, special education in Makaha, Waianae, Kamaile Charter School, requested the books, and she got funded in 2 weeks. And I went out and I met with the classroom after they read the books. We passed along the puppets. We learn the finger spelling alphabets, and you'll be able to do that as well on the new Acts of Kindness series website, which we're in revision and developing. And so we're just continually moving and growing. So what a great opportunity to be here. So we'll let you have so many guests here that interact with us. So I share and pass this off back to you, and I am happy.
May I ask Marianne a question?
Oh, sure.
So Marianne, is it primarily grade school? I just had a one-to-one with a fellow that I met actually at HNP, who has a very small school, 15 students, but they're high school students. They are students who were having difficulties in the regular classroom. So I just wondered if this would be something appropriate to recommend to them.
Oh, absolutely. The books is for all ages of the heart.
Okay.
Think of like Nemo, Finding Nemo, Dora the Explorer. And what we do is we take a global topic. And so the first book is Underwater Acts of Kindness, featuring Noah, the hard of hearing whale, who is recruited by the General of the New Earth Army to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California. So there's several gyra. So you can start at an elementary age of just learning basic fingers. Sign language is on the social emotional learning curriculum. You can bring it to the elementary.
When you got the salmon, I said I would help pay for it.
You can bring it to the elementary level. You can bring it to the middle school level. And for the high schoolers, the idea is they could, investigate the size and of these gyras that are around the world as a science project. So again, it's all ages of the heart. It's literacy, because if the students are learning it, they're bringing it home to their families and they're learning, and they may not have such a high learning ability or reading ability. So again, they're all ages of the heart. And we'd like to get them into your school. So let's talk, Debbie, about what we can do to get these 15 students to start reading the Acts of Kindness series, and they can play the app games.
Okay, that sounds good. I think it's basically business, but he's a business person and teaches them business skills. But I would think that he might be interested in something like this to add to his curriculum. So great. And I just friended you I sent you a connection on LinkedIn. I don't know why we weren't connected before.
Okay, well, Emily's going to help me out next week to update everything again. My apologies to the audience. I've been on a sailboat. I've been through a hurricane in October. My phone got damaged. I just got my laptop shipped over here. So I'm reconnecting, and we're going to be re-updating everything. And Emily's going to help me get the new updates on LinkedIn. And so we can bring that out. And again, it's a free, they're pretty much free. The teachers just have to request the book. Why? It's a win-win situation for everybody. And how donors choose is you request the books, you post it. There's other products on there too. And you can get the puppets, and then you post it, and somebody will come in through and fund it, and they're going to feel good about it. And another good book is called How Money Works.
Oh, okay.
Lee Rose was an amazing book, start middle school. So I would I'll give you that information. You can contact him again. I'm sure he'd love to get the 15 books out to that teacher who's educating about business and finances. I read it on the way when we were sailing, and my captain, my neighbor, he was an accountant. He's like, this is a really good book. So guess what? We got some books to give and offer to your friend pretty much for free. How about that?
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just showing a few of the puppets here in the background, if anybody's wondering what I'm doing here and if I'm looking silly. These are some of her puppets that were sent our way, and they are super cute.
Yes, that's
They are
Dr.
cute.
Fingers. Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, who teaches the alphabet, the ABCs, the 26 letters of the alphabet, and then he has app games to go with it.
So, and a quick picture of the book here. So Underwater Acts of Kindness, it's fantastic. I'm so glad that this is out there, and the super cool puppets. And I know she's mentioned before, oh, I only got to take my camera off here for just a moment. Change my background so you can actually see what I've got here. So you can see, I know she's mentioned before about the Folk Manus puppet. So there's a close up of what the tag is here. And these are just super cute. On this little guy, you can actually stick 3 fingers in here, and you've got pretty cute little friend to be reading your books with you.
Great.
Or even the shark.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sue. Yes, Folkmanis is a company. They have a catalog of over 200 puppets. They're amazing. And I fell in love. I was walking down through the mall. I was gifted this idea to write this books with a series, and it's been amazing, fun journey. And I have a future with it, and I can keep going and going. And this is what the world needs. So grateful for it. And I love your background with the heart world now, Sue. So that's beautiful. And you too, Emily. So great backgrounds for you too as well, because it's a visual, just like the books. Visual language, it's communication is everything, and it's all about love, and you got that heart behind you. So we love sharing all this information with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. Actually, Deb, do you have any other questions for Marianne before we bring in our next guest?
No, I think that's, yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Awesome. All good. So Emily, you want to go ahead and see about bringing in our next guest?
All right, so our next guest, I believe, we met through the Mutual Aid Network, and she lives in Florida, and is a regular contributor on here, and loves telling stories. And so, Barbara, are you there? You have anything you'd like to add today?
I know she was in kind of a loud space before, so not 100% sure if she's going to be able to join in the conversation right now, or if maybe we'll have to try back with her. But Barbara, are you there? Give her just a moment here, and otherwise, we can always try back with her again. So if you want to go ahead and at the moment here, we can go ahead and introduce Donna.
Not aware that I've met Donna before.
We get to do that together today.
Kurt, have you met Donna before?
No, I haven't. I
No,
haven't. It's
okay.
the first time.
But anyway.
Yeah, I
th-
didn't know
Would you like
what
to
type
introduce
of-
yourself?
Yes, my name is Donna, and I am from Portland, Maine. And I am a customer service agent at our local hospital here in Portland. And that's about it. I don't have a lot to say.
Oh, good. So just curious, where did you find us then?
I happen to be on Eventbrite, and today it was raining here, and I just thought I'd, hop in on this webinar and just see what it was, because I wasn't sure.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad you're here. So we are all about ability and the whole part of society and life where ability and disability meet and overlap. And we're just all about celebrating the ability in everyone. So glad that you're here. And if you have any thoughts, anything you'd like to contribute at all, don't be shy. Feel free to join on in.
Okay.
Would,
Thank
would
you
you
very
feel
much.
comfortable telling us what you do at the hospital? You said you work at a hospital, correct?
Yes, I'm a customer service agent.
Okay. So when somebody calls with questions about the hospital services,
n-
they call you, is that?
For some reason my computer keeps on going away. Basically, what I do there is I am the girl that greets people that are coming in from 3 different areas. I answer a lot of questions. I also sometimes bring people to their to a destination, or go as far as I can to accurately bring them there. I take care of wheelchairs to make sure that they're clean every time someone uses them. A lot of people don't think of that, but I always make sure that they leave them right there for me to be able to clean them. I am quite an extrovert, and I really enjoy people. And this was the perfect role for myself, to I was at the very beginning, I was, talking about COVID and giving the masks that were mandated by the hospital. And I would say the majority of the people had no problem with all about it, but we did have a couple that got out of hand. But yep, the majority rules. So very pleasant to be able to talk about the hospital, and then go in and talk about something personal about them or myself. And that's how I try to balance things with people, because I care about others. And I've worked in a lot of different settings that have been like this, and basically by answering questions, and
Is it a large
Yeah.
hospital, like a regional hospital in Portland? Or-
it's a very small hospital. It's very small. Yeah, yep. It's not like Maine Medical or Mercy. They're huge. They're
Right.
huge. This is a very small one. But
Oh.
even though I wasn't 21 years old, I, my coworkers and I got along very well. I always go over and above. I didn't mind. I'm always on time. We didn't have no problem starting early because of people that come in early. And I really like the job because I love to be around people. And it's, sometimes like this webinar, we are, trading, I mean, like, helping out other people. And that's what I like, so, but I don't have any specific donation I can really offer today, or an ability that I have. But I just am a person that likes to help others. I've helped people, across the sidewalk, for instance, or I help people in different ways,
Well,
and make phone calls to people and make sure they're doing okay. So basically, that's about as far as my donation really is in life, is people.
I love
And
that. That's
thank you.
Yeah, because your role actually is so important. A lot of times when people come to a hospital, quite frankly, they don't want to be there, right? It could be a scary time, or it could be
Mhm.
whatever the emergency might be of why they have to actually be there. Somebody in your role can make a world of difference for what their experience is, and whether it's going to be a good one that they can move forward confidently with whatever their next thing is that they need to do, where they need to go, how to get there, and having someone as pleasant as you to be the face that they see first, and that you are so helpful like that. Oh, what a difference that would make. That sounds so perfect.
Yeah, it's in my blood. I am just like my father, and I just really, That's why I really like to be, you know, in these type of jobs throughout my life. And, things happened, we had COVID, so that changed things a little bit. And, but, yeah, no, that to me is, just saying good morning to someone walking down the street or at a store or at church. It's yeah, even if they say nothing back to me, it's okay because I want them to know that I'm thinking of them.
I love it. I know somebody had said a quote I've used a few different times now because when I heard it, I loved it so much. It's like if you encounter somebody who doesn't have a smile, give them yours.
Yep.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Just smile at
Yep.
them. So simple, and it can make a world of difference for somebody. Just say hi. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. It makes me feel good too. It really makes me feel good. That's why I do it. I don't do it for anything to come back to me. I do it because I want to, you know, you know, um, just let them know that somebody cares about them and that, you know, I guess that's what it's all about. Somebody that cares about them and recognizes them and doesn't ignore them or feel like they're invisible.
That what you just said is so true. That is a big thing. There are a lot of people out there that's kind of a scary feeling, isn't it? To kind of feel invisible in the big world.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know, and sometimes being able to find the resource you need, or just even knowing the right question to ask. Sometimes it's like, hey, you're like, you work at the hospital, somebody said you have to go to the hospital, and you're walking in like, I've never been here before, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start. To be able to have
Mhm.
somebody they can lean on and to show the way. I mean, that's a lot of how, even with what we do here with World of Ability, just to be able to bring things forward, bring up topics, talk about different ideas that can help people in ways. I mean, like with what Debbie has, I had no idea there was something that could actually help our wonderful dog when there's fireworks going on outside, because that happens. And I'm always feeling like I don't know what to do for our poor scared pup, and here there is something out there, having people, having resources, knowing that people are out there and are wanting to help and able to help that way is huge. No, like you
Mhm.
said, nobody wants to be invisible. People want to be seen. People want to be valued. And
That's
even if they
right.
don't want to admit it, we all want that, right?
Of
And
course.
it
Yes.
is so important.
Yeah. Well, I thank you. That's so I just, made sure to, this is important to me, but it's not something um real physical, but it's something that I just have it ingrained in me. And I'm very much like my father.
That's fantastic. Well, we're
Yeah.
so glad you're here. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Well,
much for joining us today.
yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And so I'm going to open the floor up here. Well, actually, first, let me just check back and see if Barbara, are you there by chance? I was just seeing if you wanted to come on back in and say hello. Not sure if you're at a point where you can hear us right now. So we'll see if she's able to join us as well. But I am all about stories. I love stories. I love things that have happened that people can share. And I know Donna shared some, Debbie has shared some, everyone has shared. I want to think of, I'm actually being a little inspired here by Zita, because I know she's another friend of our show. She has her own show, World of Women. And last week, her show was all about gratitude. And with a lot of what's being talked about here, it's just bringing me back to what she what she inspired with her show. And I'm going to totally, I will have to let her know I'm totally stealing her idea because I just loved it so much. I'm just wondering if you guys have any stories of gratitude to share. And I'm I'm happy to start with that. And then if I can just go around the room and we can just talk about a few things that pertain actually to the idea of gratitude. And one that I'm actually grateful for this opportunity that we've had with all of the different people we've met over the last couple of years here with Happy Neighborhood Project, with all the things we've done related to World of Ability, and with Ability MKE Now, which is a radio show we do. All these pieces that for us actually stem back, of all things, to water skiing, which a lot of people, when they first hear that, they're like, wait, what? Because how does that connect? We do adaptive water skiing, and we actually are doing our first adaptive water skiing demo of the summer. This one's actually a demo, so it's not a full-blown event that those are coming up, but a week from today, actually on Saturday, the 24th, I have the date right? Yes. So next Saturday, we are doing an adaptive ski demo at noon out at our home ski site, because we're actually in a water ski club. We do ski shows all summer, believe it or not. And one of the things that we are going to be doing that day in the morning, we have water ski lessons. We're going to do an adaptive ski demo. And then we have a ski show in the afternoon. And this is all part of this big, what is it called? So our piece of it is Lake Country Clean Water Festival that's associated with this. It's the Kiwanis Beach Party. So they're going to have the street closed off, bands playing, food, beer, you name it. It's going to be great. It's always fun. They've been doing it for decades at this point. And our little piece of that that I look forward to the most is the adaptive water skiing. And with that, we have what's called a sit ski. So we do a lot of stand-up skiing, but there's an opportunity to do sit-down skiing as well. And so I'm grateful for how that's all been such a big part of our life here in the last decade, and how that little thing that we've done has grown and blown up into all the things that we're doing, including World of Ability. This never would have happened if it wasn't for experiences that we had with adaptive water skiing dating back almost 10 years now. So I am grateful for all those things having led us to here, and all the wonderful people that we've had the chance to meet along the way. So that's kind of a wide example. I've got a lot of little ones in my head here too of things I'm grateful for, but I'm just wondering if I can go around and ask everybody here what's the first thing that's coming to your mind as far as when you're talking the topic of gratefulness, being grateful. Actually, Debbie, do you want to go first?
I feel like I'm grateful for the opportunity to network, whether it's in a situation like this, whether it's at HNP or even in person that I've been doing lately. I like the idea of being able to refer people to each other. I think that that's just a wonderful opportunity. And just like the fellow that I mentioned that is teaching the business class, he also is a bookkeeper himself, and I met somebody else at HNP who has their own credit card process, so they're able to offer credit card processing for less than even say Square or the other common companies that you think of when you think credit card processing. So I was able to hook the two of them up, and just things like that.
Awesome. Very nice. Thank you so much, Debbie. Actually, Marianne, would you like to go next? Do you have some ideas here, and just on the topic of gratitude?
I just want to say I had the opportunity to kind of live the dream with sailing and creativity and signing for a beautiful deaf man for over a decade in the state of Hawaii. And look at, we're sharing all this creativity. So I'm just grateful that, I tapped his shoulder and I met him walking down the beach of Hawaii, and he had a hearing aid, and I ended up signing for him. So the universe gave me a gift, and we were together. So we know this is Father's Day that's coming up. So we always celebrated the holidays with each other when our parents were up in heaven and we were meant to meet. And we've gone our own journeys, but we're still in contact. So grateful for, this amazing opportunity to be on your Saturday shows and HNP to keep us busy and active and creative and share the good news. So back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. Emily, I'm going to pass the baton to you. What is on top of your mind with this topic of gratitude?
I think the first the first thing I was sort of thinking of was gratitude of your hubby. For well just the what you're reading. The whole like gratefulness of like the medium and then everything that's happened since I met him with everything he's got me into with which doing podcasting. I don't think that would happen if it wasn't for cards, so or at least at the time that it did. So just kind of go everything with that.
Excellent. Well, and Donna, would you like to come on back in here? I'm kind of curious what would be on your mind for the topic of gratitude.
The topic of gratitude is that I'm alive. I'm a living person, and I know that all of us can bring something, and that's why I show gratitude that I'm alive and to be able to either spread a word and I'm glad that my personality is like it is, because I know that a lot of people like the touch. So I would say I'm very grateful to be able to be here and in my family. You know, most of my family, I'm single, but and I wasn't able to have children, but I do have my siblings and my mother. And it was very hard when my father passed on, but I know that it brought us closer from my father. So it's just, like I said, it's gratitude to still have them. And my mother is doing great at 86 years old. You know, she does very good. And yeah, so I'm grateful for other people too, whatever they can help me with too. There's so many things that, you know, I mean, I just asked to see if they can, you know, help me out with something, you know, and I never know if it's going to be a no or a yes, but when it's a yes, I'm very grateful. So,
Excellent.
so it works both ways. And,
Beautiful.
thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Donna. And Kurt, I'm going to open it up and give you the opportunity to address the question as well.
All right. Well, folks, I just want to make sure everybody's aware of something going on right now as we speak. We are grateful to be connected to Down for Smiles, an organization here made possible by Isabel Grace Photography that goes around the country and travels to places to bring that stardom experience for those with Down syndrome. Children with Down syndrome get a photo shoot from Isabel Grace Photography through this great organization, Down for Smiles. And right now, as we're talking, there's an all-day event going on down at the Lone Star Convention Expo Center in Conroe, Texas. So this is how they got it all together, putting out that announcement. This town is only big enough for one fast horse. If you think you're sitting on it, come prove it by supporting our mission, Down for Smiles, in our first annual barrel racing event. So see y'all at the finish line. That's going on right now. And we got an invite out to next weekend, June 24th, 25th, Solidarity Summit spreading like wildflowers. You can find it at mutualaidnetwork.org, and it's complete with karaoke made possible by the Happy Neighborhood Project's very own Marilyn Lemaire And so come next Saturday, 3 to 5 Central, with your YouTube videos or other videos or audios with the, with the lyrics on there for you to do it karaoke style. And we give a shout out to our friends at Abilities Expo, the event for the disability community, Chicago, June 23rd, 24th, 25th, that Friday through Sunday event at the Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center. And we've been talking about Lake Country Clean Water Festival, cleanwaterfestival.com, with the activities there featuring our adaptive skiing demonstration. And everything continues with what I've been sharing around the world that started from my presenting at a networking event. And so I showcase around the world what we do at the Disability Channel, showcasing abilities. I show my email address at Project iHeart. Project iHeart, a veteran service organization responding to veteran suicide, spreading hope to veterans. And here we show that we're on a mission, basically amounting to, as you find out here through a year of programming at the World of Ability, that yes, indeed, everything is for everybody. So here at the Disability Channel, we got television, streaming, radio, online podcasting. We feature our founder, Jay Stoyan in Toronto, who started all this with the Disability Channel. And we help people become an ambassador of the channel, and if not so much ambassador of the channel, ambassador of something that makes them a disability ally. And we do share through Speakers Forum what we're doing here at the World of Ability. And we have one of our podcasting partners, John Morley, who has the J Moore Tech Talk show. He's the guy that got me connected to the Happy Neighborhood Project. So I never would have met Marianne or Debbie if it wasn't for John Morley. And here we are showing our beloved group, Adaptive Community Approach Program, in the upper center. And we, in this photo, are participating in Survival Coalition Disability Advocacy Day of Action, which we're asking our legislators to take action to make the laws more friendly for our Wisconsinites with disabilities. And we have a Compassionate Citizens podcast, a sister program to this show. And in our presentations, we show how Edwin, our Chief Happiness Officer at HMP, has participated in our work there. And we got an award for our work in what we do for adaptive water skiing. And we show how we branch off to wheelchair basketball and inclusive sports. And we have other technology partners, and we learned about pulling each other along through the Disability Channel. And through what we do with Ability MK Now, we put that together for a series that culminated to be, during that time, the Pulling Each Other Along radio show. And here we're showing Ability Fest USA, that was complete with an adaptive sports expo. And we do give recognition to our original Ability MK Now radio show team, Adam, Dawn, and Jory, my SureTel relative, who's founder of HopeInstilled.org, an oasis for people living in chronic pain. And we're also giving mention here to our Shakedown event, which is done 12 o'clock Central, 1 Eastern every day. And now we keep on going, seeing me doing the Shakedown. In the upper center, we're seeing action track chairs, getting people with disabilities out into wilderness. In the upper left, yes, wheelchair users are scaling rock walls. And in the left there, you're seeing me as motivational speaker, lower left, the Riddler. And we're pleased to have had a a magazine article. There were newspaper articles too, but this is a magazine article. In the right panel, we have a paramobile unit, which is popular in museums, zoos, and yes, indeed, golf courses. And we continue on with our experiences in wheelchair sports with Sports Wheelchairs, and the gang there are diverse ability athletes working with us, whether we're able-bodied or not. We're in the sports wheelchair, all playing together. And you're seeing some adaptive water skiing in the lower right. And there's Sue, look at her go, right next to Captain Chad there. And yes, that is a Winnebago in the background. That's how we do it in Pewaukee, Wisconsin at our show site. Adaptive Adventures with over 20 renditions of adaptive sports and recreation. And right here, we're featuring the veterans page to remind everybody that, yes, we are serious about responding to our veterans. And here's one of our favorites, Harold Hack, the Hackster, featuring his seated wakeboard. And here we're giving kudos to our HMP team, and Sue, Emily, and I, we co-host for you on Tuesdays at 1 Central, 2 Eastern. You're welcome to join us. And every March, we're doing International Day of Happiness. Mark your calendars for October 6th, Global Happiness Summit. And then back to this idea of, for the business community, we're doing happy business networking or any business networking. We're telling every business person, make your business for everybody and improve your bottom line. So this is what the culmination of the last decade has been for Sue and me. And now we share it to you. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome.
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
So are you gonna have the ski show up on this site next weekend so we can all see it?
It's a great idea. I don't know that we actually have a video of the whole thing. So that is a really, really fun thought. I know we can pull up some video clips, but to actually have the whole show, I love that idea. We're gonna have to find somebody to actually do a video so that we can make that happen. That's a great idea. We actually have a lot of pictures. We have a wonderful friend of the club who's an amazing photographer, and he often has come, and he was just there. Was it I think at the last show he was there and took a whole bunch of pictures, and it's so much fun to see because we're always so busy doing the show that we don't often slow down to actually see the show.
Right.
And it is, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we'll have to go back and see what we can do to make that happen. So thank you for asking.
Sue.
Yes.
When I've come to the few shows that I've done the live streaming of it. I don't know if that'd be something too, but
Very possibly. Maybe you have to go back and dig those up, see where they are, and see if we can, because I think you've got the ability to move them over to that website. So I wonder if that would be a possibility.
yeah.
Very cool. I think on the website, on PLWSC, yeah, let me double check that here. On the ski club's website, it's PLWSC for Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. .org. They used to have, they've updated it. Woo! Now they have a picture. Actually, I'm gonna just share my screen real quick with you guys so you can see. At our very last show last year, we had the biggest barefooting line we've ever had, and it was a lot of fun to see all these guys behind our boats. This was so cool. There used to be, on this point, of a video, like a highlights video of us being ready for different pieces of the show from probably, I bet, 10 years ago. And I don't know if that still is on here somewhere, because like I said, they've recently updated this. So here's a few pictures at least of some pieces of our show. And a quick picture of our club members on there.
I haven't had pussy in 7 months, bro. What the fuck?
Well, looks like we got ourselves a Zoom bomber. We gotta do something about that. So pardon us while we take care of that. He has officially been removed. So thank you so much for your patience on that, and our apologies. It's very sad when that kind of stuff happens. Oh, there you go. Kurt found it. Thank you. Just gonna make it nice and big here. We can just get a little highlight. I'm gonna stop talking and just let it run.
Oh, that's the coolest thing in the world. Wow.
guys have some talented skiers on there. And
It's
I'm
amazing.
sure the two of you are yourselves as well.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We've been doing, well, Kurt's been doing that for, what are you up to now? This is season 37 for you, I believe. So he's been doing this since before he could drive a car. So
Wow.
37 for him. I believe I'm hitting season 28 right now. Our daughter's grown up in the club, so she's had this her whole life. And I
Yeah,
think we got lucky because we said when she was tiny, she might not like water skiing. This might not be able to be our thing, but lucky for us, she loves it. She actually centered her first 3 high pyramid. So she was on skis and there was a 3 high pyramid over her. So she started with a little girl on her shoulders and was the middle of the 3 basers standing on skis and a 3 high pyramid above her at the show last Thursday night. So proud mom
Wow.
moment. she
yes.
did that. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. It really is a family sport, which on the surface you wouldn't see that, but we've got the littlest of little kids. And it wasn't that long ago we had 2 gentlemen that are in their 90s that were skiing with us. So it really is an all generation, full encompassing sport, including disabilities. So really, no matter your ability, it's for everyone. So
Yeah.
very fun.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, before we take off here for the day, I want to just go around the room real quick and ask everyone just what is a take-home message or what's on top of your mind here to share with everybody before we close for the day. So actually, let's see here. Marianne, would you like to start? Checking to see if she's still there at the moment. She might not be handy by her phone. Well, Emily, I want to pass it over to you. What's on top of your mind here as we close up today?
Just for kind of being just kind of the whole being compassionate to everybody. You don't know like you don't really know what like everything that's going on in everybody's life. So just to be kind to everybody.
Be kind. It's always a good motto. Be kind. So Debbie, over to you.
I'm going to say compassion for your animals with the 4th of July coming up and encourage people to contact me at deb.petclub247.com as far as the CB doggies or other products that can help those animals remain calm during the holidays.
Actually, say the website one more time. Let's make sure we've got it for everyone.
deb.petclub247.com.
Awesome. And I just put that in the chat if anybody's able to catch that off of there. Perfect. Thank you so much. We're so happy you're here. Thank you, Deb. Kurt, I'm gonna pass it to you. What do you have for us as a closing thought?
I'm gonna just keep expanding that. I'm gonna be all about, plant life and animal life all the way around, all humans, and just thinking of, everything that's available in our planet and all of our resources, and the idea of working together to make sure that all of this abundance is readily available to everybody. Again, always thinking about 8 billion people around the world.
Awesome. All right. And I'm forever grateful for all the wonderful people we've met through Happy Neighborhood Project, those that have been guests with us here on the show. Debbie, just so you know, Debbie, you're always welcome to join us anytime you're able to. We're here. You know where to find us. You know when to find us. We are here and would love to have you anytime you're able to. It's important that people know what they can do for their pets to make sure to take care of them and to do all those things that's in their best interest, because they can't entirely fend for themselves. They're somewhat at our mercy, right? To be able to do the right things, to be those protective parents, pet parents, and to know and have those resources there. That's huge. Marianne, I'm just going to throw it back to you here and just see if, Marianne, what closing thoughts you might have to share with everybody before we close for the day.
Well, I just want to share with Debbie's educational stories about pets and animals. I started water aerobics with a amazing dozen ladies. And one of the dogs came and had a leash. And so when we got done, I did a friendly reminder and said, oh, by the way, make sure 4th of July is coming up. Make sure the dog is not attached to the leash and everything. And I got a really nice compliment that, like, you're really intuitive about things, or you're a messenger, is what they said. And I said, you know what, I am. And I held my head up high after 90 minutes of aerobics. And I said, yes, I am. And so they liked it. And I'm meeting some wonderful people here doing water aerobics, doing good things in San Carlos, Mexico. So we are sharing the good news. And I even shared it with the captain too. He's going to go travel with his husky dog, and the dog being out in a pack, the wolves, making sure, and especially mosquito bites. Things are happening around the world that, our human lives can lose our life because of a mosquito or a dog or everything like that. So I am your messenger, Debbie. So just give me some time. We'll connect.
Yes.
When I get all this LinkedIn, everything moving forward on the computer over here. But I did shine the light, and it was such an amazing feeling to have them say, you are a messenger. And thank you
Very
so
nice.
much.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. Grateful for you guys. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Marianne.
Okay.
Kurt, Emily, Emily, I'm going to pass it back to you to do the big closing here and to give some shout out to all of our partners in what we do here. So final word goes to you, Emily.
All right, big shout out and thanks and recognition to Marcus Hart of Transforming Media, Jay Starring of the Disability Channel, Zach Clayton of the PAC Channel, and Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios for replaying our shows on their platforms. We encourage everybody to check out all of our social media pages and groups and YouTube channels. Like, share, comment, and so on with those. Welcome and encourage everybody to join us on any of our shows. So please connect with us if you are interested in either being on a show or helping out with one of the shows in any capacity. We are here every Saturday for the TDC Today Show and the World of Ability podcast show. However, we have other shows during the rest of the week, so whatever time works, day and time works for you. I think, Garrett, do you have any last word or Sue?
I'll just say my call is always for disability allies. Our outreach here is to reach people who don't have a disability, to hopefully have these be your thoughts, to start that introspection. This is our outreach with the inReach, into your heart, into your belly. What stirs in that belly of yours, and what brings, all of that to your mind? And how do we have people with disabilities at the top of our mind, at the forefront of all of our activities, whether it's our faith life, service life, lifelong learning, things we do with our government, everything in the business world with our jobs, and also with all the fun things we do. We say what's fun gets done, like water skiing, but we know that there's thousands of other things in terms of hobbies, pastime, travel, leisure activities, sports and recreation, and more. So let's do it all together. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. Thanks again, everybody. We will see you next week here at the World of Ability. Bye for now.